Mess
Can't
around
believe
and
the
find
rough
out.
upper guy just
Let me be
wanted to take a
clear.
little break.
You start something. Every one of us in you. Call it whatever you want. We're ecliptic mercenaries, so I'd think twice about pissing us off, or else you may find yourself with nowhere to hide. What do you think, moron? Money. May pays us well to keep the assholes out. I make sure my people pretty much get the run of the place. Free booze, free entertainment, you name it. And if anyone's got a problem with it, well, we've got ways of making people disappear. Go bother someone else now.
All right, let's get this over with, so I can get back to what I was doing. Hey, you the captain of that ship? Is your registration paperwork in order? Fine. Truth is, I don't really give a damn. I gotta ask, because it's my job, you know? And don't get me wrong, I used to care about running a tight operation. Had everything going nice and smooth. But when May started building this place up and hired those mercs, everything went straight to hell. I voiced my displeasure, and now I'm on the outs. May's security. Bunch of wannabe soldier assholes is more like it. Call themselves Ecliptic. They think they're some sort of elite paramilitary unit. I'll tell you what they really are. They're nothing but punks with guns and get off on pushing people around. I get the need for having some security out here. We're independent. That ain't lost on me. But these guys are the worst of the worst. More trouble than they're worth, you know? And not by a little. Yep, she took over a little while ago. Drove out all the regulars because they didn't fit in with her new vision for the place. Now, I'm not saying they were saints, but at least there was some respect for the people whose blood and sweat makes this place work, you know? You'll find her inside. Whatever you're here for, she's probably the one you want to talk to first. Sure has. May, she's got these big ideas about making this place some kind of must-see attraction for the whole settled systems. You'd think she'd care a little bit more about the quality of the damn starport. Anyway, I'm sure you're already sick of my bitching. If you need parts for that ship, or a top-up on the grav drive fuel, that's me. Okay, we'll take a look. Yeah, let me know. Yep. Bye.
I don't get paid to be nice. I get paid to put down any vermin that tries to start something here.
You'll be talking to the other side of my boat if you keep trying to stir up a conversation.
You wouldn't last a minute in the red vial.
Lighthearted wagers are fun, but this is serious business gambling. Too risky for me, Katie.
A little short now, but I'll make it all back someday. If you're looking to register, you'll need to speak to Ms. Devine. Yeah, excuse me.
Enjoy your...
I'm looking to join a crew.
Don't think Sistiff or the Rangers will help you if you get into trouble out here.
We certainly get a lot of interesting people in this place.
So you drag me all the way out to Red Mile. What the hell is all this junk, Magnus?
Chunks. A full assortment, fresh from the factory, nothing but the best.
So you want Ecliptic to pick up the tab on, how many is it? 16, 17, 18 boxes of food.
No, this ain't food, man. This is survival. For deep space hops, this stuff never goes bad, and it's cheap.
At first I thought you were kidding, and I thought, nah, he's just taking the joke too far. Now I just think you're out of your damn mind.
Look, how about you buy half the shipment, try it out, pass it around, the stuff will catch on fast. Ecliptic will love it. Trust me.
How about you run back to the key and tell Delgado he can blow this food out of his airlock? We aren't buying.
Okay. 3 boxes. Heck, I'll throw in the 4th for free. Huh? You can't beat that deal, right?
Fine. Then shut you the hell up, load the 4 boxes on my rig, and let me get out of here.
Pleasure doing business with you, Toombs.
Hi, welcome to Red Mile. We've got clean rooms and neat drinks. Can I help you out with either of those? Or both? Ooh, what about both? Ooh, I saw this guy get full on eaten by one of the larger creatures we had out there one time. Just swallowed him up whole in one gulp. Clearly he was a goner. Not 5 minutes later, after the bets were called and everyone was settling up, the guy bursts out of the thing's stomach and goes on to finish the course. You can imagine that was an interesting night. Just don't imagine what that guy smelled like after. Aside from the restaurant and hotel services, we offer full-service starship maintenance and refueling. Just speak to our starport master, Lon Anderson. And don't mind him. He may be a lazy old fart, but when push comes to shove, he gets the job done. We do have a room available and ready to go. We can book up to a week, or you can go with the daily rate. What'll it be? I'll be here if you need anything.
Word to the wise. Security here is run by mercs. They don't play by the same rules as us.
Howdy.
Go ahead, start some trouble. Give me an excuse to air you out.
Pug!
Runners come and go.
Donovan Reese. He ran the Red Mile nearly 30 times. Most folks never survive once. Man would have been a hell of an explorer.
Maybe not.
This place used to be a real dive, but things are looking up.
I can't believe Donovan Reese is captured here.
Commander appreciates the sacrifice you've made. Going. Excellent. Let me... Interesting. Looks like he's been meeting up regularly with Neva Mora to transfer goods and cash from Sidonia. Which means the Crimson Fleet's just lost one of their drop points. That should set them back a bit. Anything else? Finally. We've been tracking the Jade Swan for almost a year, but Captain Dayu's somehow remained one step ahead. Every time we've scanned that ship, it's come up empty. Well, she's not going to skate away this time. Nice work. Have any more? Yeah, you're right. But there's no way this was a solo job. Shifting all those parts takes serious manpower. I'll send this to Mast so they can shake the tree a bit. See what falls out. Looks like Durand better start looking for parts somewhere else. Anything else? So Voss engineered a way to directly interface with the Key's mainframe? I knew he was a math genius, but didn't realize he was so tech-savvy. Well, we'll share this information with Galbank. Hopefully it'll help them shore up the security on their cryptocurrency. That it? Damn it. I knew those supplies had to be coming from somewhere, but I never expected them to be leaking directly from the clinic. I'll have to contact Mast and let them deal with this. Freestar Collective territory is out of my jurisdiction. That it? So, Mr. Yasso is actually Lionel Soto. We thought Soto was dead. At least, that's what the records told us. I'll have the records updated, but seeing as Mr. Yasso has surrounded himself with the Crimson Fleet, there isn't much we can do. Yet. Any other fragments? A hot tip, huh? What kind of idiot would dig in their heels waiting for a massive payout on some of the cheapest food in the settled systems? I've seen some strange things on this assignment, but this definitely tops the list. I'll, pass it on to my superiors. I'm sure they'll get right on it. That it? Good. When SysDef stumbled across the wreckage of the ship, we were sure it was the Crimson Fleet, but we could never prove it. We found 32 dead colonists in that wreckage. Poor crew must have put up a hell of a fight. At least their families will now have some closure. Anything else? The fleet's planning a raid on Hopetown? Okay. I didn't expect them to be so bold, but I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Don't worry. I'll circulate the description of this captain to the authorities on Hopetown and make sure they never set foot in that settlement. Any other fragments? I have to hand it to Neva Mora. The lady's thorough. That facility on Crete still holds a good bit of valuable resources and equipment. All right, can't do much with this one except pass it over to the military. Hopefully they stop denying the base's existence and do something about it. Find anything else? All right. Let me know if you need anything else.
People are motivated by all things. See that huge shield? It's part of the power system. Lightning provides a substantial amount of Neon's energy.
Keep moving, the scanners won't hurt you. Don't stop unless you're told to do so.
There's a bounty on you. Get that cleared as soon as possible if you know what's good for you. No Aurora outside city limit. Uh-huh.
It's too hot. Need something? Then here I thought you were... Here. Time to move on.
I would have loved to hang around here as a kid. And now I realize how dangerous...
Good to see ya.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Bad part of town, buddy. I'm gonna do you a favor. Head back to Bayou Plaza before the disciples get you. A gang. Worst gang there is. They'll stab you for kicks, taking bets on how long you squeal before you bleed out. And that's not a hyper whatchamacallit. They seriously did that. Poor Ted. Hey, it's your ass, not mine on the line. Whole area's gone to hell. Us crate rats used to think the Ebbside strikers were awful, with all the muggings and shakedowns, but now that they're on the ropes, kinda wish they weren't just holed up in Madame Sauvage's. Streets are getting bad. Real bad. Well, you'll find them at Madame Sauvage's. They're always holding auditions, as they call it. Looking for new blood. So, for being so helpful, chance for a donation. Come on, might be saving my life. What with the disciples and all. Have a heart. Hey, thanks. Look, I mean it. Go back to the plaza. Ain't nothing but shit and misery over here.
It's just diverting funds for xenobiological research. I'm not sure the project margins just
Watch it. There he is. You might want this. What was it? Did you see something? Seems clear. Well, back to business.
Get out of here! The Astral Lounge got you down.
Something for you.
Look, I ain't gonna stand around here all day, right? You want the stuff or not?
I'm still interested, but you're asking almost double the going rate.
What? You think this stuff falls from the sky?
Look, I've bought ore on the street before, and I've never paid this much.
Nothing like the velocity after a rough shift in the makes you forget how bad you stay.
What a city, am I right? Love the vibe. I'm a free spirit, yo. A wanderer. I go wherever the wave takes me. But if there's two places I vibe with most, it's the bars and the market. Aurora's my mistress, but fashion's my heart, so I'm always checking in on the latest trends. Think so? I know people say the trends here are manufactured. Just more megacorp, technorati bullshit putting commercials in the sky. But the corps can put up 1,000 billboards, and they still won't define what lights up the street. We do. When I was a kid, my parents used to dress me in these old man sweatsuits because it was all we could afford. But even then, my sense of style was always there, deep in the marrow, you know? It got so bad I started cutting up my clothes to make my own. When I finally could afford some new threads, it was like meeting my soulmate in person after a decade of loving her from afar. Diosdado's my dad's name, and his dad before him. I used to go by Trey, but when the old man passed, I decided to do him a solid and wear the name without the Nick. Even back on Sol, my ancestors were island people. And Volii Alpha being an ocean world, I feel their spirits with me. Zona!
Got a second to chat? I'm in the market for a job that'll get me out of Neon. If you need some muscle on your crew, I might be your girl. I think so. I've never been on one before, but I'm a quick learner and I'm trained for combat. I hear the space lanes are getting more dangerous every day. It might be nice to have a tough chick around, right? Man, am I glad to hear that. Thank you so much. So, before we finalize anything, I should probably tell you that I'm a member of the Disciples. If that changes your mind, I get it. Not everybody likes associating with gangs. One of Neon's biggest gangs. We mostly operate in Ebside, like the Strikers. One of Neon's biggest gang. No, of course not. I wouldn't involve you in any kind of trouble. The gang's leaders know I'm planning to take a contract job off-world. Thanks. That's a big relief. You wouldn't be the first person to turn me down when they found out. I'm glad I got that off my chest. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to discuss my salary. Loyal service doesn't come free. Not when I have debts to pay off. I'll accept your standard going rate, not a credit less.
How do you stay at this bar and drink Velocity all day? Don't you have a job?
Okay, as long as you aren't...
My job is to keep track of all the latest trends.
If you don't like it, find some...
Really? How do I apply for that job?
Well, if you're gonna dress like that, don't even bother.
Not sure that's the best way... Stop. No way... Works for me. I'm ready to start whenever. I have a... So long.
Hey there.
What are you looking at? This? This is Ebside Striker's turf.
Only the upstairs. Don't bother my customers.
Fine, upstairs. That's gang territory, got it? Yeah, back in the day, you would never... Ugh. Yeah, you used to be people were afraid of the Strikers. We had a name, got it? Now the Disciples got us penned up in this lousy bar.
Andrea!
Fine, fine, fine. This beautiful establishment. Do you have anything else, or are we done with this? You know where to find me.
They don't have places like this in Aquila, that's for sure.
You looking to get zoned? Yeah, you know, dusted, blazed, frosted, hi. If you weren't here to buy some Aurora, then what the heck do you want? Really? You just gonna blurt it out like that? Good God. Since it's obvious you're the rook that Delgado sent, I'm gonna save both of us some time. Turn around, fly back to the key, and tell the big boss that I'm in no mood to screw around. We'll make this deal when he starts taking me seriously. Come on, give me a break. You're not exactly a top dog over there at the key, now are you? Sending me a rook to handle a job this risky is a goddamn insult. And I'm getting tired of the fleet not taking me seriously. I spent the last 3 months setting up this job, burned 2 contacts and a hell of a lot of credits. The whole time, I'm also keeping Bayou off our backs. That idiot even catches a whiff of money and he latches onto you like a damn leech.
I've dealt with Bayou in the past. He's got a clear set of goals, I'll give you that.
Benjamin Bayou, Neon's esteemed mayor, or administrator, or whatever the hell you want to call him. He's also the greediest bastard you'll ever meet. Got his fingers in everyone's business, and the muscle to back it up. The only reason I'm allowed to operate on Neon is because I pay well to keep my involvement off his radar. The last thing I need right now is an amateur like you getting me kicked off world. Yep, just like a couple of Model A's. Program us, point us in the right direction, and watch us go. I don't have a ton of time to stand here and screw around, so I'm gonna make this as clear as possible. You want the conduction grid tech, then you're gonna have to download it from the power core of Generdyne's facility in the underbelly. Some fancy name the brain-trusted Generdyne calls the room where all the power from the conduction grid is stored. Cute, right? Hey, don't look at me. I didn't build the damn thing. All I know is that the tech inside the place is valuable. Beneath your feet, genius. It's the lowest level of Neon. Generdyne and Xenofresh are down there, along with some of the finest cuisine in the city. I'm talking about Generdyne's main power plant for Neon. All their cushy offices might be up in the trade tower, but the nuts and bolts of their operation are running beneath the city. I mean, I know I'm gorgeous, but you don't have to stand there and stare. Love the confidence. But before you pull the ripcord, I'm afraid I need to add a bit of a wrinkle. While you're inside Generdyne, I need you to plant a virus into their system. It's a simple side job that'll earn you some credits. I think you can handle it. The elevator doesn't exactly go to the top floor in that head of yours, does it? Everything in the Crimson Fleet is accomplished through a decent helping of give and take. As in, I'm not going to give you the information to get your precious data unless you take this virus and upload it like I asked. That's because you're planning it for me as a favor. Generdyne has all sorts of tasty, valuable snacks in their databanks, and I want access. Here, take this microdrive and access the computer in Brayson Bayou's office. It'll do the rest on its own. Yep, nepotism has its advantages. Word on the street is that the Generdyne gig is the only one Benjamin could get for his younger brother. Well, he's not the brightest. Let's just say that information can be just as lucrative as selling Aurora and keep it at that, okay? But don't worry, I promised Delgado that when it came to the conduction grid data, that's his territory. I won't touch it.
Oh no. Are you scared, little rabbit? Well, don't worry. I've got you covered.
Generdyne's got their place locked down tight. But, as usual, the weak link comes from the people that work there. I recommend you start with Ayumi Komiko, an upper-level exec at Generdyne. Get your hands on her security pass, and you'll have the run of the place. You should be asking what won't you need it for. The facility is closed to the general public, and they keep all of their important files encrypted. Not to mention the fact that there's going to be all sorts of nasty security inside you're going to want to bypass. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that. Komiko's having a little fling with Benjamin Bayou. Anyway, you can find Komiko at Euphorica. Talk to the owner of the place, Micah. She'll point you in the right direction. As for dealing with Komiko herself, she's got an office in the trade tower if you're looking for something incriminating. The rest is up to you, Rook. When you're done, come meet me at the VIP booth in the Astra Lounge so we can celebrate. Pretty laid-back club over in Ebside. Owner's name is Micah. She's young, but sharp as a razor, and has gang muscle to back her up. The little Aurora lounge she has tucked away in the building is the real gold mine. Said she modeled it after opium dens on old Earth. Bayou takes a cut of the profits, of course. The rumor says it's way less than he usually takes. And no one knows why. Businesswoman. Tough as hull plating. She's the COO at Generdyne, and I can assure you she didn't get there with her winning smile. As for her relationships, well, that's a bit more complicated. Publicly, she's having a bit of a fling with Benjamin Bayou. But rumor has it that she's just using Bayou and having a little bit of fun on the side with Micah, the owner of Euphorica. If I were you, I wouldn't bother trying to appeal to her good nature. She's a manipulative person who uses people to get what she wants. Nepotism gets him the job at Generdyne as their chief technician, yet the guy doesn't know the first thing about electrical engineering. They obviously invented the position just to give them more on a salary. One of the many poorly kept secrets in Neon. Frankly, I think he's such a screw-up. Benjamin Bayou stuck his ass in that facility under the city to keep him out of the limelight. Not much to tell, really. Thanks to their nifty little conduction grid, they're able to provide power for the entirety of Neon. Damn thing was supposed to be some kind of miracle invention, turning lightning into usable electricity. Neat trick, right? Only catch is that you need a planet like Voli, where lightning strikes often enough to make it feasible. Guess how many of those exist? Ding! If you said 0, you're absolutely correct. So Generdyne has been in dire financial straits for years. You're not the only one. The only reason they haven't folded is because they charge exorbitant fees for power. I'm talking 2 or 3 times what it costs in New Atlantis. Okay, now, on to round 2 of our little game. Guess who has a major stake in Generdyne and soaks up all that delicious profit? Ooh, not even close. The answer you were looking for isn't another corporation. It's good old Benny Bayou. That son of a bitch has a finger in every single pie in the sorry excuse for a city. Generdyne's no different. All off the books, of course. How the hell do you think Brayson Bayou got the job down there? It wasn't because of his good looks or smarts, I can promise you that. Don't let Komiko push you around. She isn't as tough as she seems.
Yes.
I was just starting to think you'd forgotten about me.
Pour me a velocity, dummy. I think we're in luck.
Estelle, you found a buyer. And in less than a week. I'm impressed.
There's just one teeny little catch, though.
Whenever there's a catch with you, it ends up costing me money.
Before you give me the guillotine, hear me out. The buyer wants the merch, but they want it tomorrow night.
And there it is. Do you have any idea what it will cost to get that many crates out of Xenofresh by tomorrow? No, not this time.
What if I told you they wanted 15 cases this time, at full price?
What about your comrades at the Crimson Fleet? Won't they want a taste? I'd hate to lose half of our profits.
You just worry about the shipment. I'll handle the fleet.
All right, Estelle. You have a deal. Here's your drink.
You're a doll, dummy. Cheers.
I wasn't doing anything.
Such a grab run.
Astra language. Not really my cup of tea, as it were, but I'll follow your lead.
Get lost. I have a job to do.
System's premier financial institution.
I have something for you.
Yeah, what? Is this important? I'm really busy right now. Let me save you some time. If you're here for a job, we're not hiring. If you're here about the conduction grid tour, we shut it down a year ago. See that big yellow thing that's draped over almost the entire city? That's the grid, or what the locals call the span. Besides looking like some sort of madman's modern art piece, it's actually the main source of the city's power. Well, like I said, it's shut down. Had to cut the entire tour staff too. Look, I'm sorry if I'm blowing up at you, but I've got a ton of problems and no time to deal with them all. I'm afraid that things aren't going terribly well around here. Why? Because I'm sick and tired of putting on a corporate face and pretending that nothing's wrong. It's do or die time around here. We can either spin our wheels forever or, worse, go under completely. I don't care if I'm allowed to or not. I'm happy to get this off my chest. The conduction grid went online almost 75 years ago. And since then, we haven't developed a single groundbreaking innovation. At this point, the money we're taking in as a power utility barely covers the waste that's going on in the research and development division. Unfortunately, no. I'm in third on the corporate ladder. One step above me is Ayumi Komiko. She's the COO of the company. And then there's Kaito Harada, our esteemed CEO who never seems to be around. Unfortunately, one step above me is Ayumi Komiko. No, of course not. We still produce smaller power systems and backup generators, but nothing even close to the magnitude of the conduction grid. Genodyne needs to come out with something spectacular to put us back on the map. If not, we'll remain stagnant forever, or worse. You'd think that, right? The problem is that Brayson Bayu, Administrator Bayu's brother, is currently heading up the R&D division. I swear to you, the man doesn't know the first thing about power systems or electromagnetic technology. I can give you 117 reasons. Our employees. If Genodyne goes completely under, how many of them will lose their jobs? How many might get cut in a restructure? My position puts me in charge of the welfare of our personnel. I can't in good conscience allow that to happen to them. Isn't it obvious? Administrator Bayu clearly leaned on Ms. Komiko to get his brother hired. It's nepotism in action. I actually need our CEO's approval for that. And so far, it's been denied. Look, I'm running out of options. No one above me seems to care what's going on, but I'm willing to take a chance. I have a full report on Brayson that I want to send to Administrator Bayu, but I don't know if he can be trusted. What do you think I should do? It describes my aggravation with how badly Brayson Bayu is running the Research and Development Division. I'm also including a list of all the failed experiments he's greenlit, and how much they've cost Genodyne as proof of his incompetence. I'm praying someone as financially successful as Administrator Bayu might be able to put aside his ego and look at this from a business perspective. You know what? You're absolutely right. I've heard Bayu's killed people for doing less. What the hell was I even thinking? Hey, look, thanks for helping me out with this. It's been on my mind for a long time. If there's anything else you need, That's an excellent question, and the answer for it is surprisingly simple. The conduction grid is only effective in lightning-rich environments. That's why Volai was chosen as its primary development site. Genodyne has always hoped to adapt the grid's absorption technology for other applications, but nothing public has ever been announced. The span above the city is outfitted with a specially developed electromagnetic absorption system. When a lightning discharge hits the span, the energy is instantly distributed across the grid to prevent overload. The energy is then transferred through a series of polyphasic capacitors and rectifiers to ensure all of the negative and positive strikes are equalized. At this point, the energy is clean, and it gets stored in massive storage cells in Neon's underbelly, from which it's parceled out and used for power. Genodyne was founded in 2232 by the original designer of the conduction grid, Felicia Corbin. Working from her facility in Neon, it took her almost 25 years to get the conduction grid up and running. That was Genodyne's first and last major success. As long as it doesn't get me into serious trouble, ask away. I've only been working here for a few years now, and she's been my boss the entire time. Well, the big boss is our CEO, Mr. Harada. But I've actually never met him. He lives somewhere in New Atlantis, I think. She's my boss. She's fine, I guess. Look, Like I said, I don't want to get... She might be a bit tough on all of us, but being responsible for Neon's power grid is a very stressful position. Sometimes that stress trickles down. Whoa. Okay, that's crossing the line. I can't discuss company matters like this. I'd like to help you. I really would. I'd like to tell you. I hear you. Okay, listen. You didn't hear this from me, but I know she's up to something with Benjamin Bayou. He was in her office a few weeks ago, and they had some kind of shouting match. It got really heated until Bayou stormed out the door. I don't know what it was about, but I happen to know Miss Komiko keeps audio recordings of all her meetings in her safe. And before you ask, yes, I'll unlock it for you. Just don't tell anyone I helped, okay? Because I'm sick and tired of the corruption that's running through this city. People around here spend half their lives terrified about being backstabbed, and spend the rest of it planning on how they're going to screw over someone else. Something rotten is going on in this company, and one day, I hope to find out what it is. Sure. Hope to see you again soon.
Are you lost? Ever run into spacers? Scumbags and scavengers. They're like vultures, picking away at the leftovers of the colony war. You'll find them scouring through old labs and facilities, taking whatever's not nailed down.
Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
You know what you're doing with these systems.
Sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Haven't met our CEO, Mr. Harada? Me either. He's never around.
The way things are looking at Genodyne, might be time to polish up the resume.
Something for you.
Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines?
You might want this.
Haven't seen a leech in a while.
Welcome. Please, make yourself comfortable. I can offer you a drink, or perhaps you're here seeking access to our members' lounge, where you can enjoy your Aurora experience in peace. Customers choose our lounge because they desire a more relaxed and sedate journey as they experience the joy of Aurora. we have no blaring music, no crowds, no chaos. The mood here is specifically crafted to allow a full range of mindful self-exploration. Sorry, no. Aurora sales are only permitted through the Astra Lounge. We simply provide a safe haven for you to enjoy it in peace. If you desire access to the lounge, you can purchase admittance for a completely reasonable fee. Otherwise, you're welcome to relax, listen to our music. It's a specialty alcoholic beverage only served here at Euphorica. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Not only will you be able to experience one of the most exclusive Aurora lounges in Neon, you also have access to our private bar. The bartender down there is a personal friend of mine, and he sells some rather unique items. No problem. If you need anything... Of course, I recommend our house specialty, the Chimera. It's a unique triple-layer drink that It consists of mild cold soju on the top, a thin layer of fruit liqueur in the middle, and a strong dark soju at the bottom. The initial mildness of Chimera slowly warms the senses, which rapidly transition. This sweetness braces the palate for the impact of the much stronger, robust finish. It's a drink of my own design. You people should leave her alone. What do you want with her? Not that it's any of your business, but we're very close. We're in love. I refuse to let anything bad happen to her, no matter how much trouble she's gotten herself into. Yeah, sure. Tell me another one. You debt collectors are low-life assholes. She's broke, okay? Now get out of my club before I...
It's nothing personal, friend.
The Crimson Fleet? Oh my, I'm sorry. I had no idea. I didn't mean anything by it, really. Sorry, I just... Well, I worry about her. Ayumi owes a lot of money around town. I'm trying to help her out, but, you know, I have a business to keep afloat. If you want to talk to her, you can find her in the members' lounge. Of course, access to the lounge is going to cost you, and I'm not changing my... Not only will you be able to experience one of the most exclusive Aurora lounges in Neon, you also have access to our private bar. The bartender down there is a personal friend of mine. Whatever you wish. Enjoy your drinks. Plenty of space in the Certainly. Excellent. Then please let us know if anything in the lounge interferes with your comfort. Now sit back, relax, and unwind.
Anything I can get to help you relax?
Micah knows how to make a drink.
Can't you see I'm busy, Estelle? What do you want? I've decided to accept your offer. Let's make sure this is absolutely clear. I don't want any screw-ups. I'll provide the shipment IDs, the equipment description, and schematics, and in return, In return, I disable the freighter, transfer the goods, and then transport it the rest of the way for final sale.
You got it. Too bad your friends back at the Key don't know you're cutting them out of the deal. I wonder what they'd say if they found out.
Probably the same thing your boss in the big shiny tower would say if he knew you were funneling electrical components, right?
Well, we don't have to worry about that because neither of them will ever find out. Right?
That's right, Toots. Let's just enjoy the credits and keep our big mouths shut, hmm? After all, it's just good business.
Yeah. What do you want? Before you continue, let me save you some time. If you're having a problem with your power or complain about your rates, you need to contact our customer service department. Anything else? You must be zoned out of your mind, because there's no way anyone sober would say something like that. The Crimson Fleet, huh? This is interesting. So tell me, what does Delgado need with my Pastor Generdyne? So, let me get this straight. You want me to sneak you into Generdyne so you can steal the only profitable piece of technology the company's come up with in decades. If you expect me to take a risk like that, then it's going to cost you some major credits. Do you have any idea what Benjamin Bayou would do to me if he found out we were even having this conversation? If I'm going to let you into Generdyne, I need a backup plan. Namely, money to get off-world, fast. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, you do. Short of taking it off my dead body, which would never happen thanks to my Syoga buddies here. You don't pay, you don't get the pass. How the hell did you find that? It was Estelle Vincent, wasn't it? That bitch. I knew I should have kept that somewhere else. Here. Take this pass. It should get you through the storage room entry to the facility. I'm warning you though. Once you're inside, you're trespassing in a high security zone. That means they shoot on sight. Good luck. You're going to need it. I suppose if I don't explain, a copy of that recording you found might end up on the next SSNN report. Okay, fair enough. A few years back, the previous CEO of Generdyne went missing. As the COO, I was next in line for the job. Instead, Bayou muscled his way into the company and gave me an ultimatum. Either back up his bullshit Mr. Harada identity, or I'm gone. I had no choice. But I decided right then and there, I was going to do whatever I could to take what was rightfully mine. If that meant seducing Bayou to tip him off balance, then so be it. Luckily for me, Mike has been incredibly understanding about the whole thing. What do you think happened? Bayou started sticking his nose into Generdyne's business, all but outright demanding a cut of the profits. In response, the CEO made a huge mistake by threatening to take his grievances to the FC.
His shuttle never arrived. Need I say more? More than you can possibly imagine. Micah is the only person in this godforsaken city that's kept me from going completely under. She doesn't want money, doesn't use me for influence or as a stepping stone to get ahead. She loves me for being me, and I love her for being the same. And when this stupid bullshit is over, and Bayou is 10 fathoms deep under Neon, we'll be there for each other. Forever. A few years back, instead, I had no choice. If that meant to do more than you can possibly. Micah is the only. She doesn't want money, doesn't use me for and when this stupid. If you had to work with Brayson Bayou, you'd understand. The man is still a totally incompetent fool, and he's running our company into the ground. The worst part of it is that he's Administrator Bayou's brother. So I can't fire him. I can't reassign him. I can't even yell at him. It's like having a cut on your body, and you're helplessly watching yourself bleed to death. Except in our case, we're hemorrhaging money. What is this? A job interview? I'm the COO of the company. Second to the top. Right under our esteemed CEO, Mr. Harada. Also known as Benjamin Bayou. So when you ask me what I do for Generdyne, the answer is nothing. The Bayous run the show, and I tread water. The salary helps, of course, but at the end of the day, I'm just a joke. Sitting in an office to make things look legitimate. Oh, for God's sake, say something! If you get caught in Generdyne, that's on you. I thought we were done here. Keeps them off the Freestar Collective's radar. They might actually step in if they discover that the same person controlling the city's regulations and bylaws benefits financially from them. If you haven't figured it out by now, Benjamin has a stranglehold on the city. You can't take a piss without him charging you after flush. Try and get in his way, and then he uses Neon security to beat you senseless. Or the Sioga Syndicate to make you disappear. I just know this is gonna come back to bite me on the ass. I just know it.
No funny business.
Take it easy.
Care for some Aurora? Hello there. On behalf of Euphorica, I'll be happy to provide whatever you need from our private bar to... Can I get you anything? Yes. Well, due to the extreme exclusivity of the members' lounge, we like to keep the fact that we offer Aurora confidential. You can rest assured that purchasing Aurora from this establishment is not only safe, it's completely legal. Of course, no purchases are... We also offer an assortment of beverages. Begging your pardon, I find that fraternizing with the customers can lead to... No offense. Thank you. Let me... You're welcome to sit back, relax, and enjoy your time.
Love the vibe of this place.
funny stuff with that.
Cause any trouble and I'll drag you straight to law.
Something for you.
Nothing like some Aurora.
You want to see how short my temper is?
Can't I even get a moment of peace? What is it?
Wait. Is this... Are you actually attempting to blackmail me? Just a moment. Oh, I need to catch my breath. Whew. Thank you. I needed a laugh like that. Let me tell you something. I've been threatened by people much worse than you could ever hope to be. I don't care if you have a video clip of me stabbing someone in the heart with 100 eyewitnesses. It's never going to stick. So go ahead and take your recording to the Rangers, the FC Council. Hell, put it on SSNN. Whatever happens, it's not going to affect me one bit. Yes, yes.
You might want this.
I'm not in the mood.
Show no mercy. Leave no.
What I don't sell ends up
Leave now, or things will get ugly. Stop running if you know what's good for you!
Here's where the magic happens. By magic, I mean creating gold out of fish nets. Yes?
You're under arrest. No sudden move. Smart move. Now come along with us. We'll take any...
Something for you.
Can't you see I'm busy, Estelle? What do you want? I've decided to accept your offer. Let's make sure this is absolutely clear. I don't want any screw-ups. I'll provide the shipment IDs, the equipment description, and schematics, and in return, I disable the freighter, transfer the goods, and then transport it the rest of the way for final sale. You got it. Too bad your friends back at the Key don't know you're cutting them out of the deal. I wonder what they'd say if they found out. Probably the same thing your boss in the big shiny tower would say if he knew you were funneling electrical components, right? Well, we don't have to worry about that because neither of them will ever find out. Right? That's right, Toots. Let's just enjoy the credits and keep our big mouths shut, huh? After all, it's just good business.
You didn't hear this from me, but those ecliptic mercenaries, the factions use them sometimes. Freestar Collective and UC both. It's why they give them a wide berth. Ask me. Those murdering assholes should be blasted into space dust.
So you're telling me I have...
You might want this.
You see any heat leeches? You've got our permission to take care of them. Things are dangerous, apparently.
Welcome to Galway, the Settled Systems' premier financial institution. Have you tried one of our advanced teller machines?
5 years ago...
Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the Settled Systems, so you can do your banking your own way, on your own time. Galbank, where your credits work for you.
My mother wanted me to be a doctor. A doctor.
Enjoy a cup, right now.
The Trackers Alliance always finds them.
Conduction grid above the city's so old it's hard.
Hey there. Welcome to Off-World Eats. Feel like taking your taste buds on a trip around the Settled Systems? Well, thank you very much. My husband Lee and I have spent years sourcing the most interesting foods from other worlds. You can't find this type of cuisine anywhere else in Neon. We're very proud of our specialty menu. Lee Leonard. We've been together for almost 5 years. Couldn't have gotten this restaurant open without him. Visitors and transplants. That was the idea anyway. Turns out that our little niece has also created our biggest hurdle. In order for this business to work, we need an ever-evolving menu. To do that, we need to constantly source ingredients from across the Settled Systems. Ever since we sold our ship, it's been difficult. When we first arrived, we needed every credit we had to open the restaurant. We kept the ship, but our pockets were empty. Then the bills started piling up, and we had to shift from paying for jump fuel to just keeping the doors open. After a while, it was obvious that keeping a ship we can't even afford to operate was a waste of money. So we sold it. That's how we're operating right now. It's terribly expensive. La Tora, you're not here to listen to my life story. Well, let me stop talking so you can take a look at the menu and dig it. It's not by choice. I can promise you that. The amount of money required to maintain a business around here is utterly ridiculous. It's borderline criminal. This space in the underbelly is literally all we can afford. It frustrates me to no end that we can't aim higher. But you know what? All that really matters is that we have a solid roof over our heads, and people seem to enjoy what we've brought to Neon. Ah, not at all. We met on a Trident Starline's cruise around 8 years ago. I was a trained chef, and he was a nutritionist at Oishi. So we had a lot in common. We dated for a while, fell in love, and married only a year later. That's when we decided to pool our money and open this restaurant. That would be so helpful. Thank you. What I need are any sort of exotic organic ingredients harvested from creatures or plants. It's actually simpler than it sounds. If you've never seen it before and you aren't horrified to eat it, then bring it to us. If it's edible, I can make a dish out of it. Ah, I got him. Excellent. Oh, there's one important thing you should keep in mind. Be careful when you're collecting. It's not worth getting hurt trying to harvest ingredients from a particularly hostile. Wow. That's rather pungent. Here's your payment, as promised. Look. Ah, not at all. We met on a tribe. We dated for a while. Please do. There's a lot. Remember us next time you're craving a good meal.
Gosh. I know working around unbeatable power cells is dangerous, but I need to know you.
Welcome to Xeno Fresh Seafood. Would you like to try some trawl? Ah, trawl is an extruded polypaste blend made from premium organic seafood caught only a few hundred meters from our location. It's healthy, tasty, delicious, and served in a convenient disposable applicator tube. Please refrain from insulting Xenofresh products while you're on the premise while you're in the store. If you wish to register a complaint, please fill out one of our comments. Yeah, we're currently out.
Maybe we should come back later. Or never. Honestly, never seems fine.
In the meantime, may I suggest you try a tube of trawl? It's won the Voli Benthic Cuisine Award 9 years in a row. No catch? Hell yeah, it would. Finally, someone that gets me. So, can I? Oh, damn. If you come across some, maybe you could still swing by and drop it off. That'd be great. This is another tease, or are you... What? Damn, some people can be real jerks. Now you see why I'd rather be zoned all. Yeah, trust me, you don't want it. They take everything left over from the Aurora processing and grind it into a paste. Yeah, guts, bones, and all. And then they add some kind of a, oh God, what do they call it? Alginate? Yeah, they say they add. Hey, Why don't you give me a break? I work at this shop. I mean, it totally sucks. Smelling like... Look, I can't really talk about this. If they see me talking to a customer about anything but food, I'm gonna get fired, and I can't lose this job. If they boot me out of here, I don't get my employee allotment of Aurora. Just give me a break, will ya? Prepare to know the truth. Xenofresh. Next time, pick up a few extra tubes of trawl. You know, for a snack.
I'm afraid I'm not in the best of spirits right now, but I'll try and help. Hello. I'm sorry if I sound rude, but would you mind coming back later? We're actually closed right now. I just forget to pull down the shutters. I'm afraid so, but I don't really want to talk about it right now. Perhaps another time, when I'm feeling up to it. Yes, of course. Please forgive a foolish old woman for forgetting. Hello. We're actually closed. Oh, you're so kind. I really appreciate what you're trying to do, but I don't... Perhaps another... Yes, of...
For you.
Welcome to Generdyne. Hello, welcome to Generdyne. Well, our conduction grid technology, as well as all of the other experimentation being performed here, is proprietary. I'm sure many of our competitors would relish the opportunity to get through these doors behind me. I'm sure you understand. This is Generdyne's power facility. We're the only utility authorized to provide power for Neon. All of the electricity collected by our conduction grid is sent here, processed, stored, and then parceled out based on the city's needs. I'm so sorry, but Mr. Bayou isn't taking appointments at this time. Can I assist you with anything? I'm sorry to hear that you're having trouble with your service. If you wouldn't mind using one of our customer service terminals to... Was there anything else? Oh, certainly. Chief Technician Brayson Bayou is in charge of this power facility. If you have any questions about our corporate structure, you'll have to speak to the current office manager in the trade tower. Unfortunately, only Generdyne employees are allowed beyond the reception area. Any unauthorized individuals will be subject to the use of deadly force by our security team. I apologize if that sounds ominous, but they require I state that to anyone that requests entry. It's policy. I'm sure you understand. Apart from the fact that he's Administrator Benjamin Bayou's brother, all I am authorized to tell you is that he's our chief technician. Even if there was, why would I risk my job telling you? I hope I can trust you. Is this really what we're doing? According to the techs working closest to Brayson, he's in over his head. In fact, they suspect he doesn't know a thing about electrical engineering. Now, we all know how he got the job. I mean, his big brother, Benjamin, pretty much runs the entire city. What I don't understand is why he put someone with no experience in charge. It's almost as if he's running the company into the ground. To be honest, I feel bad for Brayson. He's actually a really nice guy. I hate to see bad things happening to him. Thank you for visiting Generdyne.
I have something for you. Hey, you might want this. I was just thinking that this is about what Irvin saw all those years ago when he arrived. He probably stood here thinking that he was going to make things better. He had a good heart. Oh, you remind me of him sometimes. Wanting to make things right. And when you said it out loud, you know, I actually believe we can do it. I just hope our lawyer is as confident. Yes, but listen. Nobody will stand up against the mining corporations around here. They're scared. She didn't want to lose the case. But she didn't have a lot to go on. Thanks to us, now she does. I sent that to our lawyer already. I asked her to confidentially review what we found. Ellie Yankton. She worked on Irvin's previous case. Ellie is one of the few lawyers on this planet who's willing to take on the mining corporations in court. Right. She said she would meet us at our office when we arrive. Hopefully she can tell us what we need to do in order to clear Irvin's name. Let's stick together, though. Gagarin isn't a huge town, but it's not the kind of town that I want to get lost. Got something on your mind? Yeah, I do. Everybody works the best when they're scared and tired, right? And they're gone. Just gone. Come on. Let's finish this.
I'm going for it. Cover me.
Just couldn't stay away, right? Yes, let's... Back to the case.
Got him. Suspect found.
You're dead! Boy! Oh, God!
Don't make me kill you.
Laboratory results, Project GRT-089A. Technician Oyama reporting. The emissive current beaming system is not performing as per Chief Technician Bayou's parameters. His vision that a massively high voltage current can be projected through the air has proven to be impossible. Though such systems have existed in the past, the amount of power required to transfer energy from the conduction grid into our storage is prohibitively expensive. The Chief Technician has had us work for 3 straight weeks on an emission array, and I can conclude without a doubt that it's completely impractical. When I pressed him about the overrun on costs of the project, he said, and I quote, "Don't worry about it. I know what I am doing."
laboratory results. Project GRD-092A. Technician Shibata reporting. I am reporting on the progress of Chief Technician Beiyu's project, the multi-terabyte nutriment preparation node. We've discovered by that directly connecting the power conducts into the conduction grid matrix, we can avoid signal loss. This should increase our output significantly and reduce the results by the factor of at least 10. Our goal, as per the chief technician, is to have my burrito ready the moment after I shut the door on the device. And though we've come close, we are still falling short by 3 seconds. We shall continue to investigate. Technician Shibata, currently posted to Genodyne's R&D laboratory. Personal notation. I'd like to go on record about my feelings about Chief Technician Bayu. Though most of my fellow employees feel that he's underqualified and incompetent, I feel that they are underestimating him. I've spoken to Brayson at length, and I find him actually to be a kind and endearing person. I think that living in the shadow of his brother, Administrator Benjamin Bayu, has given him a bad name, and that's a shame. From what I can gather, he was placed in his current position against his own better judgment and asked to do the impossible. It's an unfortunate situation, but I will endeavor to get the rest of the technicians in the department to be more supportive.
If you want the encryption cipher, you're welcome to it. There's no need for all this violence. When you access the computer in the power core, it sent a notification to me here. I knew you were coming, I just didn't know when. No catch. I'm not trying to trick you. You want the cipher? It's yours. At this point, I'd do anything to get back at my brother. He deserves everything he's got coming to him. You're kidding, right? My brother is Benjamin Bayou, the one and only. He's the administrator of Neon, and the reason I'm so damn miserable. I think you could safely say that most of Neon would agree. You know, I've spent my entire life living in Ben's shadow. Everything always works out for him, while I've been bouncing from one job to the next, barely keeping afloat. And all the while, he laughs at me behind my back. Thinks it's hilarious to make fun of his stupid brother. Like I wouldn't eventually find out.
Sounds like what old Benjamin needs is a good punch in the nose.
One advantage to being perceived as stupid is that no one takes you seriously. When I walk into a party, I'm instantly the resident social pariah. But my eyes and ears are wide open. I can't tell you the number of times I've overheard that my brother has spread amusing anecdotes about his stupid brother. That wouldn't do any good. For every scheme he's gotten himself into, he has a bulletproof exit strategy. Man's virtually immortal.
He's been able to avoid consequences so far, but this could be the end of it.
You know what? I am sick to death of being pushed around. It's my turn to take control for once. The passcode for my terminal is GEN-41A18. That should give you access to the cipher and whatever else you need. I'm getting out of here while I still can. After you're done, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, I'm at about, I don't know, a -8. I don't have the background for this electrical engineering stuff. Chief technician? It's ridiculous. Ben stuck me down here expecting me to work miracles. He didn't stop for even a second to think of the repercussions. That's so typical. All I need is one breakthrough. One. And I could shove this job right in his face. Damn, that would feel good. Holy crap. You might be right. I mean, it would take some time, but I bet I could figure it out. Huh. All this time I've been trying to develop something new, and it's been staring me in the face for years. Oh man, that is so like me. Thank you for giving me that kick in the ass I needed to get going. As usual, you can thank my dear brother for that. At first, he made me deputy administrator. That went well, until I wouldn't cooperate with Owen Dexler and all of his thugs at Neon Security. Then he had me work with Valentina over at Xenofresh, helping with Aurora distribution, until she pinned a credit-skimming scam on me. And now, here I am, chief technician at Generdyne, and I don't even know the first thing about electrical engineering. Because he's a two-faced son of a bitch, that's why. It's not like I should be surprised. When we were younger, we never got along very well. I mean, he's 11 years older than I am. We had 2 different mothers. Might as well have been from 2 separate families. That's an understatement. I never knew my actual mother. She was my father's mistress. I was told she vanished from Neon when I was only 2 years old. Ben's mother, she didn't give a crap about me. Wouldn't even let me call her Mom. I just had to call her Liliana. Can you imagine? And then there's Dad. So buried in the day-to-day operations of Neon, he didn't have time to pay attention to his bastard son. Yeah, I've tried, but I always hit a dead end. It's as though she was here one day and suddenly vanished the next. And then her existence was erased from everyone's memory. I wouldn't be at all surprised if my father had her killed to avoid public embarrassment. That's the kind of man he was. Yeah, maybe. Or he could just be a first-class asshole who takes after our father. Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, and it's nice to get this off my chest, but talking about it isn't gonna change a thing. That's why I gave you the encryption cipher. Anything I can do to stick it to Ben, that's the real therapy. Thanks again for the talk. It really helped.
Hello.
Yeah?
Ah, there you are. What kept you? I believe we have a lot to discuss.
It's obvious you're here to meet someone. Fortunately for them, they rented this VIP room under a false name. I assume that same someone provided you with that clever little virus you installed into Generdyne's systems. Well, yes. You didn't think your little foray into Generdyne would go completely undetected, did you? All too well. You know, I should give credit where it's due. That virus is quite impressive. It will cost me tens of thousands of credits to remove. That's the last time I'll ever take the Crimson Fleet's capabilities for granted. Because, like the majority of revenue-generating businesses in the city, I have a vested interest in Generdyne's profits. But more importantly than simply losing money, I don't like anything in my city being interfered with without my approval. Probably. But do you want to know why that's not going to happen? It's because I don't negotiate with pirates. They don't understand commitments or contracts. How to get the deal done with finesse. No. For your kind, it's only brute force and violence. Shoot first, take whatever you want, and ask questions later. That's not how I do business. Yes, I suppose I have become somewhat of a legend in the Freestar Collective. Look, I'm not here to debate. I'm here to make an offer. All you have to do is tell me who's profiting from the virus you've uploaded. In return, I'll let you leave the city.
I've always appreciated that you get right to the point, Bayou.
You don't have to worry about that in the least. You point me to our little mole, and I'll do the rest. You don't even have to get your hands dirty. One of your own, I believe. Interesting. Well, unfortunately for Ms. Vincent, she won't be joining us for the rest of her life.
Bayou, killing her will make you seem scared. Weak. Not a good look, my friend.
So, I assume this concludes our little arrangement, and you'll be leaving our fair city. Oh, when you get back to the Key, be certain to give Neva and Delgado my warmest regards. Our business has concluded.
Docking complete. We're good to go.
All hell's breaking loose, Rook. Delgado needs you in the repair bay with Jazz as soon as possible.
I see a flash of light, and she drops in right behind me.
Hooray! You got the conduction gizmo. You did exactly what we asked you to do. Good work, pat on the head. Are you ignoring me or something?
Rammed my ship right into their cannons.
That's a good story.
Oh, that's hilarious. You're a real comedian, you know that? Now get your ass...
You see, this death is a joke. They haven't
Yeah?
And you are sure we will have those defense batteries up and running?
No. I'm not sure. They're in bad shape, Del. Really bad shape. I'm already using duct tape and spit to keep the station from falling apart, and you want me to pull a rabbit out of my hat?
I don't want to hear excuses. I want to hear that it's going to be fixed. Period. Get it done.
All right. I'm on it.
You want to quit standing there and hand over the conduction grid data?
Nothing you need to worry about.
Stay in your own space lane and let Jazz do her damn job. Now.
Ah, perfect. I'll take that.
Dependable as always. Unlike some people we know.
Oh, that's real funny.
All right, listen up because I don't want to repeat this twice. We've gotten word that UC SysDef is massing somewhere nearby for an attack on the key. While we prepare for their arrival, I want you to head straight for Bannock 4 and bring Crix's legacy home. I have a very reliable source at Mast. They were so concerned that the threat was real, they actually jumped the information out to us right away. Oh my God, haven't you... The only reason half the fleet's captains haven't scattered across the settled systems is because they're waiting for their part of the score. No money means no protection. No protection means we are done when SysDef arrives. Simple enough for you? Just slow down and listen before you jump the gun and ruin everything. Lay it out, Jess.
All right, first things first. I'm gonna upload this data you snagged from Generdyne into the Keys databanks. All you need to do is build and then install a conduction grid module onto your ship. Oh, and if you haven't already, you'll need the comm spike module installed as well.
Wait, I should take notes.
Once your ship is ready, jump out to Bannock 4, board the Legacy, and bring us the cash. Nothing around here is simple.
Del's right. You have to follow these steps carefully, or don't bother coming back. After you board the Legacy, be on the lookout for 2 transfer modules. They're special keys that allow access to the ship's vault. Once you locate the vault's control center, hook up the data core I'm gonna give you, and download everything they've got.
And before you get any bright ideas, like running off with the money, that currency is going to be heavily encrypted. Only a genius like Shinya will be able to crack that encryption. So bring it back here right away. Are you kidding? Everyone around here is a traitor. Look, I'm gonna make this real simple for you. If that money ends up anywhere but the key, I will hunt you down and pry it out of your dead hands myself. Now get moving. The toughest nut to crack is if UC SysDef brings in the Vigilance. That Commander Ikande has himself a hell of a ship there. Advanced shield tech, bristling with weapons. I would love to see that thing burn. If we hope to stand a chance against it, we need those defensive batteries and Crix's legacy. You've met some of them already. Matis Castillo, Yevgeny Rokov, Juan Dayu, Estelle Vincent, and Adler Kemp. They might feel like independents to you, but each one of them has a stake in the Crimson Fleet, and each one of them wants a cut of the wealth. I am sending word out to every able-bodied captain that they are needed. We'll see how many answer the call. The Crimson Fleet isn't really a fleet. It's an ideal. A principle that Krix sought to set up so that pirates didn't infight over scraps. Over time, that notion has been lost. Captains have been turning their backs on the fleet, doing jobs on the side, killing each other. Bringing Krix's legacy back to the fleet would be like validating everything Jasper Krix believed in. And I'm certain it would unify us once again. Of course, it wouldn't exactly hurt to have all that extra money at our disposal. But I think you catch my meaning. Get moving before it's too late.
I need to get those defensive batteries online, so make this fast. Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so should be an easy install. I bet you would. I'm just kidding. I need to get those defensive batteries online. The comm spike traces and decrypts coded signals. As long as you have the transponder ID, you can track pretty much anything. That file you lifted from the Galbank archives contained the Legacy's transponder code, which I'll program into your nav system. All you have to do is get within the vicinity of Bannock 4, and the comm spike will automatically point you to the... Well, you already know that the conduction grid does a pretty nifty trick. It absorbs extreme voltage and converts it to you. The version for your ship can still absorb incoming electrical energy, like, say, the EM field surrounding Bannock 4, but it can't store the power. Instead, it just scatters the EM harmlessly away from the hull, insulating you from frying every circuit aboard. As a nice side effect, I'm betting the module will make your ship somewhat EM weapon resistant and boost its shield regen. Lucky you. There are 3 defensive batteries, basically high-powered military space turrets, triangulated around the key. They were part of the UC's original defenses for the station. Pretty effective, too. Can put some serious hurt on enemy spacecraft. The good news is that the batteries have an incredibly wide field of coverage, so they can pick off ships trying to reach the key from any vector. The bad news is that they're 100-year-old tech. They keep breaking down and are expensive as hell to keep operational. Not a problem. Fine by me. I need to get those defensive batteries. Not a problem. Conduction grid data is all set up in the system, so should be an easy install. Sounds like fun. Let's...
Okay, hello. Hello.
Well, this is a surprise. I have to say I did not see this coming. And I pride myself on being able to spot a liar. Go ahead. Get your insults in now, while you can. I'll be a free woman soon enough. I've always been careful when it comes to my business. So don't be surprised when your case falls apart. At least you're honest about the game being fixed. Look, I don't know if you're here to get a rise out of me, but it won't work. I'll tell you the same thing I told your commander. I'm innocent, and I welcome the opportunity to prove it. No, you did yourself a favor. I just happened to be in your way. But there's still time for you to change your mind. The score the fleet's aiming for will be foolish to pass up. Thanks to you, probably in some interrogation room back on New Atlantis. But they've been with me from the beginning. Good luck getting any of them to talk. The New Atlantis spaceport. The Swarm was surrounded the moment we touched down. Given all the heat around SY-920, I thought it best to land under an alias, but SysDef was already wise to the name change. Until next time, old friend. I'll be out of here soon. Hope Neva finds you.
I believe I've already articulated everything I had intended to disclose to you today.
Orders came down. Some new science there.
Excuse me.
All support ships have arrived, Commander.
Pirates are gonna look like fools when we take the legacy
Arrange
under
it
their
briefly.
noses.
I want all of their CEOs over here as soon as
Spending all this
possible.
time with those pirates couldn't
Yes,
have been
sir.
easy. Just hold out a little longer, and we'll be back with the good guys soon enough.
The Commander appreciates the
Patience.
sacrifice you've made.
Their day is
Going undercover.
I'm sorry, it's just... I'll never forgive them for what they did to me.
I understand.
Even as long ago as the Narian War, Galbank used an extremely potent level of encryption on their currency. Unfortunately, the unlock ciphers are lost to time. However, if you can bring us one of Galbank's old transfer modules, I know it would help. Don't worry, I'm sure some of the techs at MAST will be able to work with whatever you bring to reverse the encryption. Anything you can tell us would be helpful. Damn it. I was afraid of that. I'll warn our ships to use looser formations. Hopefully Durand isn't as clever as she thinks she is, or you can help us take the batteries down when the attack begins. Was that all? Yeah, I heard they even sent word to some of the contacts you met. They're writing an awful lot of checks they can't cover without Crix's legacy, but we'll be ready for them. Anything else? Okay, well. Well done. Let's see what you found. Perfect. Taking her out of the running is going to seriously damage the Crimson Fleet's hold on Neon. Even better, That's one less fleet captain and one less ship to worry about. Any other fragments? Benjamin Bayou, pride of the Freestar Collective. The authorities there have been trying to nail him for a long time. Bringing us proof that he's been manipulating Generdyne from the shadows is pretty tasty stuff. The FC will pay dearly for this. Good job. Find anything else? Perfect. Komiko's wanted for corporate violations in UC territory, but having concrete evidence means we extradite her and nail her to the wall. I'm sure we can arrange a prisoner trade with the Freestar Collective, make it beneficial for both interested parties. Have any more? Okay, fine. Yeah. I figured it was only a matter of time before this came up. The reason I didn't bring up the Crimson Fleet is, well, I was one of them. It's something I'm not exactly proud of. He knows quite a bit about my journey. But I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this conversation to him. I know a great deal about how they operate, what frequencies they use, their encryption techniques, their methods. So, in short, yes. Right. No one else but you would understand what I've gone through. It's been a long and difficult road. I was recruited out of New Atlantis by Neva Mora. She said I was making a name for myself, and it caught the fleet's attention. I was thrilled. It was a chance at bigger and better scores and gave me a ticket off-world. Why the heck would I say no? I raised hell on New Atlantis until someone stood up and took notice. And just like Adler Kemp stuck his neck out and vouched for you, someone else in the fleet did the same thing for me. In fact, it was my idea to send you to Sidonia for your first, well, I suppose you call it a mission. Of course she did. How else would you get an aspiring criminal to blindly follow you into a life of interstellar crime? They took me in. Delgado ran me through the paces on Suvorov, and before I knew it, I was part of the team. Now I was making some serious money. That apartment I boasted about in New Atlantis became a joke. I even made enough to buy my own ship. What do you think? It's a giant ice ball. I froze my behind off. We spent a while exploring the surface near the lock, while Delgado laid out his spiel about honor among thieves and all that nonsense. Never got a look inside the facility like you did. I would have agreed with you back then, but when I think about it, I feel like I'm living my best life right now. Everything changed thanks to Commander Akande. The man basically saved my life. I owe him everything. If I've learned one thing about the Commander, it's that he cares deeply about everyone under his command. Look, I've already said too much. I promised Commander Akande I wouldn't talk to anyone about this. All you need to take away is that I've literally walked a mile in your shoes, and I appreciate the risks that you're taking. Carry through with this mission. I promise you I'll be there every step of the way. I suppose, though the Commander won't be thrilled that I told you, so keep it to yourself. So, when I was running with the Crimson Fleet, I put together a hell of a crew. 6 of the toughest pirates I could find. On the record, it's against regulations. My personnel profile is private, and you need the proper authorization to access the file. Off the record, Commander Akande isn't exactly popular at Mast for the way he runs his operation, so he likes to keep these things quiet. The fact that an ex-pirate is second in command to SysDef's pride and joy wouldn't inspire waves of confidence from his superiors. You say that, But most of those pirates acted like greedy children. Spent more time breaking up share disputes than I care to remember. My first mate was Arya Fikes, the toughest of the bunch. The only problem was that she had a hell of a temper. She took a while to cool down. Honestly, she was so overbearing she kind of fell into the role on her own. I didn't even make it official for months. Despite her temper, she always had my back and helped me keep the rest of the crew in line. Of course, it also helped that she was the best pilot in the fleet. She flew rings around what SysDef was throwing at us back then. Well, the positives outweighed the negatives. At first. Anyway, there was this one particular incident where we had a hot tip on a freighter supposedly running heavy with ore. The second we dropped out of grav space, we knew it was a trap. We'd been set up, and the UC was waiting for us. Somehow we managed to take out all of their attack ships. I grabbed Arya and we boarded the freighter. Well, it showed up on Shinya Voss's mission board, which means it could have come from anywhere. I don't know what he's like now, but back then, all of his missions were pretty solid leads with good pay. It wasn't brave. It was arrogant. We fought our way to the bridge and the crew surrendered. That's when the Vigilance arrived. I watched it vaporize my ship and crew in seconds. Commander Akande radioed over for us to give up, turn ourselves in. Arya went wild. Said she'd start executing crew if they didn't let us leave. The commander tried to talk some sense into her, but she was too far gone. I knew right then she'd rather die than surrender. Even as a pirate, I had my limits. I'd never shoot someone that was unarmed and couldn't fight back. As long as they surrendered and gave up the goods, there was no need for them to die. None at all. We were marooned on that freighter. No ship, no escape shuttles, and no chance of rescue. You can't even imagine. Commander Akande promised to be lenient if we let the crew go. When we didn't reply, he sent over a ship to board us. I saw Arya put her gun to one of the hostages' heads, and saw that look in her eye. I could actually see her squeezing the trigger. Next thing I knew, a shot rang out. I'll never forget that look on Arya's face as she fell to the ground with the wound in her chest. Looked down at the gun in my hand like it belonged to someone else. I still don't know why I did it. That's what I keep telling myself. I hope to God we're both right. Long story short, I spent a year in jail, then Keebway recruited me. I guess he saw something in me, a desire to turn my life around. I busted my ass to get where I am today. First mate of the Vigilance. Ironic I'd end up in Arya's position, don't you think? It took a while. And a lot of reflection, but I know we made the right choice. Had I continued down the road I was traveling back then, we wouldn't be speaking right now. I owe everything to Commander Akande for giving me a second chance. According to my superiors at Mast, We've provided them enough data to wrap up this portion of the operation and call it a success. You've brought us a mountain of evidence against the Crimson Fleet and uncovered some unexpected criminal activity. You've done a hell of a job. Oh yeah, without a doubt. The brig is filled with prisoners waiting for trial. We've drained the Crimson Fleet's credits and solved a few mysteries along the way. I'd say that qualifies as making a difference. Oh? Well, I see we've rubbed up on you more than I expected. Anyway, here. I wanted to give you this. It isn't from Commander Akande or the UC. It's from me. It was my sidearm when I ran with the Crimson Fleet. Something special I paid a hell of a lot of money for. Now it's yours. Not true. You gave me hope. That's the best present I could ever ask for. All right, enough of this mushy nonsense. Time to get back to work. It's good to have you back. What can I do for you? I'll be here if you have any more questions.
I haven't seen my family in a while, but the mission takes priority.
I guess now's not the time to ask for an extended short.
Indeed. All hands on deck. Besides, we're about to go to war with the fleet. Do you want to be anywhere else but here? I heard we might see some action.
Well, some of the guards don't take kindly to the prisoners. So it's true. All my life I've been led to believe the guards on the lock were heroes. But there was part of me that always doubted the story. Even as a child learning about the history from the slates. Thank you for bringing me this. I get that Crix is about as unreliable a witness as they come, but I believe him. Because it isn't just any history. It's my family's. If you open up a history slate and look up the name Garo Petrosian, you'll find a hero decorated in medals, medals he earned for escaping the riots on Suvorov. For helping his fellow guards escape the riots. And maybe that part is true, but it conveniently skips everything that happened before that point. No one ever asks what prompted the riots. It was just criminals being criminals, and that was explanation enough. My great-grandfather, to be exact. He lived until the year 2297, 10 years after I was born. Maybe. I don't know for certain. But what I do know is when I remember the look on his face, it's never one of pride. The thing is, even as my family rode the coattails of our name, I always felt like something wasn't right about the story. And it always came back to that day in the yard, playing games with my brother. It's the only memory I have of my great-grandfather that sticks. I'd like to say no, but how can that be true? Pursuing a military career, the name could only help. It was about a week before he passed. Me and my brother had the house to ourselves and were playing a game we called Prisoner's Run. It was a simple game. We drew a line in the dirt, and the object was for the guard to keep the prisoner from crossing it. But on that day, my brother came to the yard with an added surprise. He found a chest in the attic, filled with goodies, a baton, a uniform, and a medal to serve as prize for the winner. Indeed, but as boys, we didn't connect the dots. After all, why would something so precious be stuffed in the attic? But when our family returned, I knew something was wrong. My great-grandfather didn't say a word, but behind his eyes I could see it. The shame. No one said anything to either of us. But the next day, the uniform and the medal were gone. At the time, I never understood why he kept those things buried in the attic. Now, it all seems so clear. Maybe not the bad man, but a hero? Hard to say. Either way, thanks for talking this through with me. I don't know if I'll ever know what really happened on Suvorov, but at least now...
If you ask me, the brig's too good for these worthless
Thanks again
thugs.
for the talk. As you were.
they aren't space.
There you are. Where have you been?
They'll do whatever it takes.
I've received the reports about that stunt you pulled inside of Genadine. Opening fire inside a civilian facility. Are you out of your mind?
Genadine is furious at us right now. They want Commander Riconde to resign.
Fortunately, provided just enough information for me to convince the Council that this program should continue. There are people that will handle Genadine's lawyers, so we can continue our jobs bringing down the Crimson Fleet. That doesn't diminish the gravity of the mistake you've made. You search for more options, and when those fail, you search for even more. Anything that prevents you from drawing that weapon. The only reason you should be opening fire on anyone is in the defense of your own life. You always have a choice. People have died because you were too stubborn to find a safer solution. This is not how you see SysDev operates. I don't care if we're one step away from Crix's legacy. If you do it again, you're off this operation, and I'll have Top throw you in the brig.
It'll be my pleasure, sir.
All right. I think we're all in agreement here. So let's get back to the operation at hand. It's time to put all the cards on the table and prepare to attack the key. Good. The more confusion and panic we cause, the more damage we can potentially inflict. Before you jump to Bannock 4, I need to make one thing abundantly clear. The credits from that Galbank transport cannot reach the fleet. You have to bring them here at all costs. If Delgado gains access to those resources, we might be touching off a battle we can't possibly win.
We've been monitoring the Crimson Fleet's comm chatter in the Crix system. They're gathering allies by making promises based on your success.
As much as I hate to admit it, UC SysDev won't stand a chance. The fleet will become stronger and more unified than ever.
Believe me, that's the absolute last thing I want. I have the scars to prove it.
Exactly. That's why it's imperative that we double our efforts and take them down once and for all. I'm pretty sure you're joking, but just in case you're fishing for what I'd say, I can tell you this. That money doesn't belong to you, or the Crimson Fleet, or even UC SysDev. It was for war reparations and belongs to the people. Allowing Delgado to get Crix's legacy, or keeping it for yourself would have extremely serious repercussions. I've always known that when it came down to it, you'd do the right thing. All right, I guess this is it. Do whatever prep you need to do aboard the Vigilance, and then head out to Bannock 4. When you return here with Crix's legacy, we'll begin the attack. Good luck. Our directive is simple. We are tasked with the eradication of space piracy in the settled systems. As the chief source of pirate activity, the Crimson Fleet is our primary target. The evidence you've been bringing to Lieutenant Toft has been instrumental in convincing the brass at Mast to greenlight the attack. They've sent us support ships, extra troops, weapons, all on account of your role in the operation. To put it simply, if it wasn't for you, this operation would be at a standstill. During the end of the Narion War, the money was destined to bolster the Freestar Collective's coffers. Even though we were rivals at the time, and I suppose we still are to some extent, the credits still rightfully belong to their people. After the money is turned over to Mast, I'm certain arrangements will be made to return the money to the proper authorities in Aquila City. All my hopes go with you. Good luck.
live on a starship. Pets and starships
I know her.
don't always mix well.
She's the one who helped on the war 10
come
years.
on, please.
This is Captain
I
Young.
need somebody
Please
to talk
acknowledge.
to while I'm on the ship by
Nice to
myself.
see you. Been busy risking your ass for total strangers, huh?
We'll see, Gumdrop.
We were furloughed on New Atlantis for some R&R. Just got our orders that we're shipping out. No idea exactly where. They're like treating us Marines like mushrooms and all kept in the dark and you know the rest. How about you? You are giving us a run for the money. Do I have to? Fine. Private Psy says hi. No more passing messages. Decorum, Marines. So, Command signed off on our unauthorized training mission. Sadly lost some men, but training accidents happen to the best of us. Captain Torres got promoted. Sent us a goodie basket. Most of it was confiscated by customs. But there was a keg of good Aquila City beer. We raised a glass in his honor. Actually, more than one. I stand by it. You'd make a hell of a Marine. But, damn proud to know you too. Command's shipping us off to parts unknown. But would you accept a final parting gift? It's a nice thought, but the galaxy's a big place. A lot of good people owe you their lives. Maybe one day some of us can return the favor. Young out.